Welcome Zoological World. Today we are discuss emperor penguin. The emperor penguin is found on and around the Antarctic continent and is not just the largest species of penguin in the world but also one of the most unique. Instead of breeding in the warmer summer months like other penguin species, emperor penguins lay and incubate their eggs during the coldest time of year in the coldest place on Earth. Emperor penguins are flightless birds that have small, stiff wings that help them to fly through the water, rather than through the air. Despite having been first recorded by Captain Cook on his second voyage in the late 1700s, the first emperor penguin colony wasn't discovered until 1902, with their extreme southerly dwelling nature leading to new colonies still being recorded as late as 1986. Due to the fact that emperor penguins breed on the ice, they are thought to be one of the only species of bird that could spend their whole life without actually walking on land. Emperor penguin anatomy and appearance. The emperor penguin is a large bird that stands up to more than a meter in height. Their feathers vary in color from black on the back to white on the front with a yellow patch towards the neck. The black and white coloration is thought to be particularly important for camouflaging the emperor penguin from predators whilst in the ocean. They also have yellow ear spots and an orange-yellow strip that runs the length of their black beak, which is relatively small in size to retain heat. Their black, clawed feet are also webbed to help them when swimming but provide little assistance when walking about on land. Instead, emperor penguins slide along on their belly. In order to keep themselves warm in such hostile conditions, they have a triple layer of dense, oily and waterproof feathers and a thick layer of blubber under their skin. They are also well adapted for swimming with their streamlined bodies gliding through the water, propelled by their small, rigid wings. Emperor penguin predators and threats. Emperor penguins are preyed upon by a number of large, marine carnivores, but their exact predators do vary between geographic locations. However, despite inhabiting the most southerly and hostile landmass on the planet, emperor penguin chicks are still vulnerable and are preyed upon by the enormous southern giant petrel, which is an animal that is thought to be responsible for more than 30% of deaths in emperor penguin chicks. Adult emperor penguins are preyed upon by leopard seals and killer whales, both of which also take young emperor penguins that are only just learning how to swim. Emperor penguins are also threatened by the decreasing amount of pack ice, which is caused by global warming, and are sometimes also caught in the nets of large, commercial fishing vessels. Emperor penguin interesting facts and features. When arriving back at their breeding grounds after having been feeding in the ocean for the past few months, male and female partners find one another using different vocal calls. It is thought that the frequency differs between them to make it easier for them to locate one another. The same also applies with parents and chicks when reuniting after a fishing trip. Despite the fact that emperor penguin chicks grow remarkably quickly, they are not able to accompany their parents into the water until between November and December and instead gather together with other chicks in small groups to keep warm. They are not just faced with a long walk out to the open ocean until the ice melts further, but they must also wait until they have developed their adult feathers, which are dense and oily, to keep the young emperor penguin both warm and waterproof. Emperor penguin relationship with humans. Ever since explorers first started really venturing into the very south of the Southern Ocean and onto the Antarctic continent, they have been fascinated by penguins. In the early 20th century, scientists widely believed that emperor penguins were some kind of evolutionary missing link, and although this theory has dissolved somewhat since then, they are still thought to have evolved from some of the first and most primitive bird species on the planet. Emperor penguins have been increasingly studied as improved technology has enabled more and more people to visit them in their natural habitat. They have also been hunted and eaten by people in the past.